27 drivers set to go into the battle for the first time this weekend. On pole position for this race, representing the sole United Arab Emirates entry this weekend, is Lachlan Robinson from KR Sport. Alongside will be Belgium's Luca Leistra, alongside in the front row. Reese Hunter from Great Britain and Teresa Babikova round out the top two rows. Storm Brouwer from the Netherlands and Italy's Elia Galvanin will be on row number 3. Ahead of Portugal's Guilherme de Oliveira and Belgium's Dylan Lahaye. Rounding out the top 10, it's Teddy Clinton and also Zombar Kovac. Luna Blum will line up in 11th, ahead of Andres Hebau. Lucas Hardman in 13th, ahead of Karel Kret. I know Charlie Turner has returned to the United Kingdom with the current situation. So hope you, glad to hear that you've gotten back safe and sound, Charlie. Hopefully you'll enjoy the racing action like everyone is watching at home. Manel Gallo-Fritona will be ahead of Kylian Tarnier from France, Mario Sidler from Switzerland, Philip Vava from Spain, Felix Varget from Belgium, Bart de Wit, Flint Schuring, Jordi van der Eyck, Jeff Mahiels. I'm not too sure if he's made it onto the grid, but we've also got Zen Rudenberg. Emily de Hoys and Yashiram Jankan were in the first heat just a moment ago, but we now have quite a few talking points already, and we haven't even got to the lunch break on qualifying heats day. It will be down to Lachlan Robinson and Luca Leistra to control the pace. Those two drivers on the front row, along with a whole host of other drivers, travelled here to Karting Genk a week ago for the season opener of the BNL Karting Series. This is now an opportunity for these drivers to put themselves in a very good position ahead of another chance to get into that top 30. And by the end of the day, 30 will go through automatically and the rest will battle over the scraps on the table. 10 minutes on the clock here at Karting Genk. Robinson on pole, Leistra alongside, revs rise, lights are out, we are off and away. And Robinson gets a really good start, heading into turns 1 and 2 for the first time. It's nearly 3 abreast. Oh, there's been a massive accident off of row number 2 and there are carts everywhere. Oh my goodness me, I'm wondering who was involved in that, as I'm just seeing a couple of drivers a little bit forlorn, and one of them, I'm not too sure. I'll keep an eye on the timing screens as now we've got one of the, I think that might be the Elia Galvanin, as a result of that, has managed to capitalise and is up into P3 through into turn 7. So Reese Hunter looks to be down in, I think that might be 4th place. So Teresa Babikova has gotten up into 2nd position. So they come out of turn number 11. Robinson leads, and that is that's Leistra in 2nd. 3:05 of Guilherme de Oliveira now up into P3. And just behind looks to be the 333 of Reese Hunter. They come across the line. I know it's Teddy Clinton. So at the moment, yeah, Hunter and Storm Brouwer were the two involved on that turn 2 melee as they headed into the first main tight hairpin on the circuit. So that has dropped them all the way down the field. So Robinson leads. Leistra a little bit further adrift. There's a bit of a side-by-side here, and that has got the 320 on the inside, and that would be Lucas Hardman, possibly on the inside of Teresa Babikova, maybe. But Lachlan Robinson leads the way from the UAE. And Leistra in 2nd. De Oliveira from Portugal, who's also been doing some F4 testing, if memory serves me correctly. Nice move up the inside. That looks to be Dylan Lahaye possibly up the inside. Up another position as more drivers trying to make some positional gains through turn number 12. Robinson leads Leistra by over 7/10 of a second. And right, Philip Vava was involved, it looks like. So Philip Vava from Spain, he's had a drama. Emily, as with Charlie Turner a non-starter, he's returned to the United Kingdom. So we are down to 21 drivers. Drivers that have made up positions include Babikova, Blum, Hubman, Lahaye, who got past Teddy Clinton on that last lap. Fastest lap of the race is Storm Brouwer. who is currently down in 20th position. 7 minutes and 30 on the clock remaining. The race is starting to get into some sort of running order now after the turn 2 melee that happened on the very first approach into that corner. So they now go on to lap number 4 as Lachlan Robinson puts in the fastest lap of the race, 55.393 for the KR Sport driver. Up the inside, there's a move there for position, and that looks to be, just keeping an eye, that is Teddy Clinton there, and that was battling away with Lucas Hartmann. So that is the change for 7th position. Nice work done there by the Brit. And not too far behind, looks to be Zombar Kovac from KSB Racing Team. Elia Galvanin rounds out the top 10 as there's more moves a little bit further down the order. So you've got the likes of Jordi van der Eyck, Zen Rudenberg, Kilian Tarnier from France, all trying to get one up on each other. And at the back part of the field, Flint Schuring all the way down. So, well, effectively that has changed the dynamic of the race. Reese Hunter, I know for a fact, would have been very, very competitive in this race. Having him and his brother Reese competed with us in the Euro Trophy last season. As now the battle for 3rd position is really heating up. Eliska Babikova has now got past Portugal's Guilherme de Oliveira for 3rd place, and as the Portuguese driver now starting to try and close up on the Czech driver heading into turn 7. Dylan LaHaye started in 8th, now is P5 ahead of Luna Blum. And Luna Blum actually started on the inside of row number 6 on 11th position when we went lights out just over 4 minutes ago. Teddy Clinton now up past Lucas Hartmann, so they are battling away for position. And the gap between them last time around was just over 0.3 of a second. Zombar Kovac, Elia Galvanin, Andreas Heber, Karol Kred from Poland, Felix Varget, Mario Sidler, Manel Galofritona. Now rounds out the top 15 from Spain. Jordi van der Eyck, Bart David, Kilian Tarnier, Storm Breuer, Zen Rudenberg. Well, there has been a change as Tarnier up past Breuer for 17th position goes the Frenchman. So Zen Rudenberg, Bart David and Flint Schuring round out the 21 that are still running in this race. Halfway down, halfway done, halfway to go. Just under 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Robinson now has a lead over Luca Leistra, which is nearly 0.9 of a second and could be pretty much nigh on a second if Lachlan Robinson is pulling away, as Dylan LaHaye puts in the fastest lap of the race, a 55.107 on lap number 5. And there's a great battle now starting to showcase itself between Dylan LaHaye and Guilherme de Oliveira as they make the run through turn number 12 onto the main straightaway. Luna Blum being closed in on by Teddy Clinton. That is for 6th position on the road. And coming with them might be Lucas Hartmann, depending on how close they get, as plenty still to go in this race. And we still have multiple battles all the way up and down the order. No positional changes at the minute, but the gaps between the likes of Elia Galvanin and Zombar Kovac, they are teammates at KSB Racing Team, a team that the Italian decided to join for 2020. And Galvanin was on the podium at Sarno in the Grand Finals representing Team Italy last year. As up the inside goes Dylan LaHaye on Guilherme de Oliveira. Nicely done, having made the move through turn 10 and into the left at 11. Lachlan Robinson continues to lead. The gap now was nearly 1.1 seconds last time around. It is 1.2 seconds as Teresa Babikova now is the first driver out of this field that goes sub 55 seconds. A 54.982 from the Czech Republic driver. As now Guilherme de Oliveira trying to keep in close proximity to Dylan LaHaye. This is for position, 4th on the road. As Teddy Clinton now gets past Luna Blum for position and will start chasing down the 2 in front. Luna Blum has got Lucas Hartmann closing down on the back bumper of the 319 for 7th position. Drivers were just over 0.2 of a second adrift of each other this time around. Now on to lap number 8 of this race, 2 minutes and 47 seconds on the clock plus an additional lap remaining. But also, along with Teresa Babikova, Lachlan Robinson has also decided to go sub 55 seconds. Did a 54.994 on lap number 7. Now puts in a 55.069 on lap number 8. But then Babikova is starting to close on Luca Lystra. It was just around 8 hundredths of a second between the two on the last lap alone in terms of pure race pace. And just seeing behind Teddy Clinton, there are quite a few drivers still trying to move up the order and get themselves some welcome points on the board. Obviously, the lower the point score is in the intermediate classification, the higher up the leaderboard you will be. So Robinson completes lap number 9 here at Karting Genk and puts in a 54.972. Dylan LaHaye puts in the fastest lap of this race on lap number 8 with the 54.939. He's also gone sub 55 seconds, as has Lucas Hartmann, who has got past Luna Blum for 7th position. Stormbreur now trying to recover from what happened at turn 2 a bit earlier on. Now up into P16 past Jordi van der Eyck. Just 70 seconds of this race plus an additional lap remaining. And drivers, well, Elia Galvanin is closing on teammate Zombor Kovac. And this is for 9th position on the road. And then you've got the likes of Andrés Hebert, Carol Cret, Felix Varget, Mario Sidler and Manel Galofretona from Spain, rounding out the top 15 of this race. And the gap between Lachlan Robinson and Luca Lystra now goes above 1.4 seconds. As Elia Galvanin now makes the move past teammate Zombor Kovac for 9th place. And now has to try and find nearly 7/10 of a second as the timer fast ticks away. Just 15 seconds on the clock plus an additional lap remaining. As Robinson has kept on pushing the envelope and pushing adhesion in terms of its limits with the sweltering conditions here at Karting Genk, which is now 31 degrees air temperature. Last lap board being shown to KR Sports Lachlan Robinson in the 3:26. Gap now between him and Luca Lystra goes over 1.5 seconds as we head on to the final lap. Teresa Babikova in the meantime trying to close up on Luca Lystra for 2nd position as the battle between Carol Cret from Strawberry Racing and Felix Varget rages on as it looks like the Belgians got past the Polish driver for 11th position. As Robinson makes his way through turn number 8 and into the left at 9 for what will be the final time of this particular race. As now Dylan LaHaye swarming all over the back bumper of Teresa Babikova as we come round the final corner. And from the United Arab Emirates, this is another historic moment as Lachlan Robinson takes the win. Luca Lystra 2nd. Teresa Babikova fends off Dylan LaHaye for 3rd place. Guilherme de Oliveira from Portugal in 5th ahead of Great Britain's Teddy Clinton. Lucas Hartmann, Luna Blum, Elia Galvanin and Hungary's Zombor Kovac rounds out the top 10 drivers, all covered by just under 7 seconds at the end of this race. Andrés Hebert in 11th position. Carol Cret takes 12th ahead of Switzerland's Mario Sidler, Spain's Manel Galofretona, Stormbreur from the Netherlands, with Jordi van der Eyck in 16th, Kilian Tarnier from France in 17th, Zen Rudenberg from the Netherlands, Bart de Wit and Flint Schoring rounding out the top 20 positions. Looks like Felix Varget will be classified as 21st at the end of it, with unfortunately Reese Hunter and Philip Vava not even getting past the first lap of this race.